the hero of the week.
Yeah, man.
And this one's a little different because normally, we do Medal of Honor and stuff like that. Things we find and look at. This one kind of came to me. My mom shared it. And then after she shared, I guess it was trending because after my mom shared the story, I saw it on a few different places on Facebook, but it's about Charles Jackson French.
Okay.
Right. So Charles Jackson French was a first class. So petty officer, and I'm gonna read some of this. Petty Officer Charles Jackson French was hailed as the hero of the Solomons in the human tugboat after a heroic rescue in the Pacific during World War II. Right. Along with Dory Miller, who received the Navy Cross for valor during the attack on the fleet at Pearl Harbor, December 7, 1941, French was one of the most celebrated black sailors during the war. Right. And it's crazy because I never heard of him. Right.
Yeah, me either.
Charles Jackson French was born September 25th, 1919 in Arkansas. After the death of his parents, he lived with his older sister in Nebraska. He enlisted in the Navy in 1937 and served 4 years. He received honorable discharge 1941, but he re-enlisted after Pearl Harbor. He was assigned in the kitchen as an attendant, which I'm sure that's what most of us were assigned, in that time. Along with Steve Doran Stewart, mess attendant was one of the few occupations open to African-American men in the Navy. What I just said, right? On the night of September 5th, 1942, French was on board the USS Gregory, a destroyer training ship, when it was sunk by the Japanese Navy near the Solomon Islands. In the aftermath, French helped 15 wounded survivors from the ship into a life raft. Fearing that the raft would drift toward the shore where Japanese troops were located, French towed the raft of wounded survivors toward a different island. He swam between 6 and 8 hours in shark-infested water before being rescued by Marines in a Navy landing craft. Do I even want to go further? Let me get one more on this. It was Ensign Robert N. Adrian, the only officer from the bridge of the Gregory to survive, who told an Associated Press reporter about the rescue. He also recounted the narrative on the NBC radio program It Happened in the Service. Although Ensign Adrian received the Purple Heart for being wounded in action during the attack, French received a letter of commendation for meritorious conduct in action instead of a medal. That's crazy.
Crazy. I tell you the unique part. I don't know if you guys, when you was reading it, you guys really get it. He told, meaning, you know what I mean? He told, like he was swimming. He wasn't no another boat, no anything, man. He got out there in the shark-infested waters and swam the raft away from the enemy. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
To not get a medal, it's crazy too.
To not get anything. And it's to the point that this is the end of the story, right? And I hate this because it's not the end of the story, but after his military service, French suffered from alcoholism and depression. He died on November 7th, 1956 in San Diego, California. He was only 37 years old.
Sad.
And they still, I think at this point, we still are trying to consider him for a posthumous Medal of Honor. At this point.
I don't understand that either. You got somebody else told the story. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't like someone's making this shit up. You know what I mean? The story is being told. He's a hero, so I don't know.
Yeah, let's get this guy his Medal of Honor. You know what I'm saying? Let's get him his Medal of Honor. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because they had patriotic trading cards back in the day where like actual soldiers were on trading cards, and he was one of the soldiers on a trading card. He was also celebrated in black press, and it says subject of a syndicated comic strip. I just hate that, like, these times in America or whatever was like so racist, that like he had to be celebrated in like black press, but like not just American press. Like, this is an American who did some, great stuff in our country, saved people, all this. But we were just so like blinded by like just racial stuff that like we can't just give credit.
Hatred.
Yeah, we couldn't give credit where credit was due for a great, man, doing something great. That's so frustrating, man. But yeah, so man, like he was survived by his sister, but I just think that's so dope, man. Charles Jackson French, we talk about it all the time, but to jump into the shark infested waters, to navigate them, to be tugging 15 people or however many people we were tugging at that time until being rescued, right? Never gave up kind of stuff, man. That's dope.
4 to 6 hours, crazy.
Yeah.